Welcome back to Afternoon Live. We've all heard of the importance of self-care, but our next guest says there is an important step to self-care that many of us are missing. Here to share more, we welcome wellness and empowerment coach Megan Caldwell. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Carrie.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, well, we all hear about self-care. It's everywhere. But why is it so important that we practice it?
Self-care at the basis is how we care for ourselves. And what's more important than that is taking care of our own health and well-being, mind, body, and soul. It comes down to the root of it, my belief that when we care for ourselves first, then we have more time, energy, power to pour into our families, our community, the greater world.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yes, and you say there's something missing. Many of us are missing an important step.
Yeah, I think oftentimes when we think of self-care, we think of the external things. We think about bubble baths and massages and girls trips away. And while I love those, and many people do, I think that that's sometimes almost just a Band-Aid for what's really truly important, which is, again, how do we truly care for ourselves? It comes down to a couple things. We talked last month a little bit about the power of just sustainable, healthy habits. But the missing piece behind that even is nervous system regulation and resilience.
Important terms. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, so your nervous system is basically your body's control center and communication center. It is how our bodies take in all of the information from all of our outside world through all of our senses. And I recently heard a saying that was, you can't think your way out of stress. So when we think of self-care, oftentimes we think of we think too much, right? And we overthink, and then it's what do we actually have to do to take care of our nervous system and bring down those stress levels?
Well, and I think a lot of people feel too like they don't have control over their nervous system. Like it's just a bodily function. It's not something you can necessarily change. But are you saying that that's not accurate?
There's different pieces of the nervous system, right? There's the sympathetic piece, which is really about that fight or flight. It's when your body thinks that something's going to attack you. You're not safe. We go into that fight or flight. Our heart rate starts beating. We breathe heavier. The parasympathetic is what we have control over, and which is where we can bring some of those self-care practices in to start to bring down our heart rate, and it's known as the rest and digest, which is basically what can you do to tell your body that it's safe.
Okay. And I hear the term dysregulation often. So what is dysregulation? Obviously, it's when your system is out of whack.
Yeah.
But what exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so it's when your system's out of whack. It's when there is too much stress for your body to take on, or that you don't have the tools or the resilience to kind of move through stress. I do want to note, not all stress is bad. Okay, we need some stress in our lives to move through and to engage in life. But dysregulation can show up as headaches, it can show up as fatigue, it can show up as irritability and emotional reactivity versus being able to control ourselves. It can show up as tight jaws. It can show up for different people in different ways, but it is basically all of those things that don't allow us to truly feel good in our bodies.
And it sounds like it might not be a reaction to a specific incident. It might not be, specifically, it could be more of a general feeling like you've been experiencing stress for a long time. Does it build in your body that you just are carrying all that tension?
That's exactly why this is such an important piece of self-care, is if we don't take care of releasing some of the stress, it builds up over time. It becomes chronic stress. Some of this can be due to trauma. Some of this can be due to lack of rest and sleep, which we know is so important. And that's why it's so important to find ways to actually release some of the stress and make that part of your everyday regular practice, like building some of these tools in your toolkit so you can say, okay, I'm feeling the heart racing, I'm feeling anxious, what can I actually do in this moment and also long term to help bring down our stress levels.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those tools, because let's give people some help.
Yeah,
Me included.
Yeah, seriously. And I am one who, again, this is the line of work that I'm in, and I still need to practice them because stressors are real. So again, when I think about nervous system, I think about two ways that we can tackle this. There's regulation, which is in this moment, here and now, right before I came on. I speak often, but still my heart gets fast. What can I do to bring it down? The second piece is resiliency, which is what skills and habits can we have over time, so we don't constantly operate in this state of overwhelm or the state of almost near burnout, which so much of our population does. And so I'm going to actually start with the resiliency. Resiliency, come back to our conversation from last month, which was about kind of what are those sustainable, healthy habits. They are ones that we know, but are always great reminders. Hydration, moving our body is so powerful. How we fuel ourselves in terms of the food we put in, sleep, and also rest, which is different than sleep, okay?
Yeah.
So that's, again, we've talked a little bit about that, but in terms of like the here and now, as we're racing, as we're feeling anxious, as we are coming home to our family after the workday and don't want to blow up at our kids, right? What can we do in the here and now? I'm gonna share with you three simple things. Okay, here they are.
Yes.
Number one, the power of breath work, the power of breathing. Breathing is one of those automatic systems in our body. We breathe until we are no longer alive. It is the one that we have control over. So two that I love, box breathing. You inhale for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you exhale for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4. Another one that I find I use and use with my children even is an extended exhale. So if you inhale, let's say we're gonna inhale for 3, we're gonna hold slightly, and then we're gonna exhale for 5, okay? Let's try it. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, hold, and exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You put a couple of those together. I mean, after one breath, how do you feel?
Yes, it does. It lowers your heart rate.
Yeah, and so again, the science is behind that to show that we have the power to use breath to slow down the heart rate, to slow down the breath, to bring us out of those anxious states.
Yes.
The second one, which is one that I stand by, I believe that movement is one of our most powerful medicines. Now, oftentimes I think when we as a culture think of movement, we think hard and fast and HIIT workouts and a 10-mile run. If your body's already at a heightened state, we actually don't want to go into those kind of higher intensity things. We want to think about how can we move our bodies in a way that's, again, going to allow to release.
Yes.
Basic stretches. Yoga, again, doesn't need to be a 60-minute yoga practice. I am also a huge fan of shaking. Literally, this type of thing. Think about dogs, right? Yeah. When dogs get dysregulated because there's too much going on, they don't know who they should be listening to. What do? They shake out. They shake out.
Yes.
Humans can do that as well. I also like bouncing in the standing position. It's literally just like letting the body relax.
Yes. Thank you, Megan. There's so much to learn. I hate to cut you off, but there's so much more to learn. We have to have you back. Plain and simple.
Another time for sure. But again, hopefully some people will take some of these simple practices.
I'm going to take the shaking right away.
Let's shake it on out. Let's shake it on out.
Thank you, Megan. Appreciate your advice. We'll have more information on our website at ketu.com, and we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.